And welcome back to Down the Rabbit Hole. We are on episode 38, I believe. Um, yeah, 38. I had to double check my list. Making a list, checking it twice. Why am I doing Christmas songs before December? Just for the record, I am not a Christmas before before Thanksgiving kind of person. Just clarify that. But anyway, today we are going to be talking about something very interesting that I found. This is called the Black Princess Cursed Ruby. And so I was thinking, like, what are some royal monarchs' curses? Because I've done the Grimaldi curse, I've done the Habsburg curse. Now we're going to be talking about the Black Prince Cursed Ruby. So, you're probably wondering, why am I talking about the Black Prince Cursed Ruby? Well, this stone is now known as the Black Princess Ruby, and it is now part of the British royal family imperial state crown. It's also not a ruby. It is a spinel, but it is still a huge and essentially priceless. Oh, did I mention it's cursed? Before I continue, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe. I'm also currently watching New Girl, like binge watching it. I have seen it who knows how many times. I just want to say my favorite friendship in the whole show, Winston and Cece. Hands down. Yes, I know it should be Jess and Cece and all that, but come on. Winston and Cece. The friendship you never expected to happen. Anyway, back to the episode. Now, according to the gem select, the Black Princess, not Ruby, was probably mined in present day Takistan and eventually ending up in Spain by 1300 in the possession of the Moorish prince Abu Sa'id. And at this time, the Moors ruled part of the Iberian Peninsula, and the Christian ruler of Castile, Don Pedro, was trying to get it back. So when Ibn Sa'id agreed to surrender, Don Pedro invited him and his entourage to the castle to hammer out the details. Instead, the Spaniards slaughtered all of them. And legend says Don Pedro killed Prince Abu Sa'id himself and then searched his dead body for the valuable and found the impressive stone. But Pedro wouldn't have it for long. Forget the Moors. It was his own family he had to worry about. His half brother Henry of Trasmora attacked Castile, and Pedro looked at England for help. Prince Edward III's son, also whose name was Edward, who would also become it was known as known as the Black Prince, came to help out and left with his own namesake Ruby as part of his payment. As for the curse, Don Pedro died within 3 years. The Black Prince died a painful and lingering death before he could become king, and so his son Richard II died also at the age of 33 after losing his throne. So, the Black Princess. So, what do we know? Well, we know that this ruby is a large and irregular red spinel and weighs about 34 grams and set in a cross patty over the Cullinan Second's diamond at the front of the imperial state crown of the United Kingdom. Now, the spinel is one of the oldest parts of the crown jewels of the UK, with a history dating back to the middle of the 14th century. It has been in possession of England's rulers since it was given in 1367 to the namesake Edward of Woodstock, aka the Black Prince. So, the stone is believed to have originated from the Baskistan mines, which is now present-day Afghanistan and Tajikistan, and the principal source of a large spinal gem in the Middle Ages. So, what about the history behind it? Well, it dates back all the way to the middle of the 14th century, as I said. Now, yes. So during his campaign of France, Henry V of England wore a gem-crusted helmet, which included the Black Princess ruby. In the Battle of Aragon on October 25th, 1415, the French Duke of Alençon struck Henry in the head with the battle axe, and Henry nearly lost his helmet and his life. And the battle was won by Henry's forces, and the Black Princess ruby was saved. Richard III is supposed to have worn this gemstone in his helmet at the Battle of Bosworth in 1485, in which he was killed. So let's talk about the crown jewels now. So Henry VIII's inventory of the 1521 mentions a great Balas ruby set in the Tudor crown, and it is thought to be the Black Princess ruby, and has remained there until the time of Oliver Cromwell, which we just talked about this. If you go back a couple of episodes, you will see. I think this is on my Dark Academia, where we talked about him and his head. Yes, why is this that important? Go back and listen to my Dark Academia podcast episode where I talked about Oliver Cromwell's head. In the 17th century, with the exception of the coronation chair and several other items, Cromwell had principal symbols of the king's power, the crown jewels. And disassembled and sold, and the gold was melted and made into coins. What happened to the Princess Ruby that was then valued at €4? As during much as the Commonwealth of England is not clear, but it came back into possession of Charles II when the monarchy was restored in 1660. At the coronation of Queen Victoria in 1838, she was crowned with a new imperial state crown made for her by Rundle and Bridge, with approximately 4,000 gems, and this would include a spindle in the front. Now the Queen can be clearly seen wearing the jewels in the state events. The official coronation portrait by Sir George Hayter, and this was remade in 1937 into a current lyre crown, a plaque of reverse in the gemstone commentaries of the crown's history. Alright, that is it for this episode. What do y'all think? I am very curious. Y'all try and stay cool out there. I know it's hot right now, but try and stay cool out there.